You won't believe what just happened. Martell Holt, once the picture-perfect husband, the doting father, the man who seemingly had it all, is now standing alone.
How y'all doing? Sweetheart.
Publicly begging for something he never imagined losing, the family he once took for granted, and the real shock. The woman at the center of it all, Melody, the one who built, held together, and ultimately walked away from the chaos. She's flourishing like never before. This is not just another breakup story. This is the fallout of pride, betrayal, and the painful realization that the real prize wasn't the fame, the spotlight, or the illusions, it was Melody. And now, Martell's reckoning has come full circle.
For the kids.
I have the kids for 2 weeks, well usually 3, because when your 2 weeks up, for you to get them, you don't want them yet. So, I have them for 3 weeks, you have them for 2. I think that works. We've been doing it ourselves. Nobody told us to do that. Nobody made us do that. The only
You made me do it. I'm sorry.
after you went on social media saying you ain't seen your kids in 2 weeks?
Martell Holt, the man who once flaunted his image of perfection, now finds himself unraveling in front of the same audience he once captivated. The same man who once dismissed Melody's tears is now the one shedding them. The same man who once controlled the narrative is now struggling to even find the words. And the internet. Oh, it's watching every post, every quote, every silent glance from Melody is dissected, celebrated, and used as evidence that she was always the one carrying the weight. You see, Martell didn't just lose a marriage, he lost a legacy. Because while he was chasing distractions, Melody was building. She was healing, she was evolving. And now, she's not only thriving professionally, she's become a symbol of strength for women everywhere who've ever been told to stay quiet, to forgive, to settle. It's easy to look back and say he didn't know what he had, but the truth, he knew. He just never thought she'd leave.
The father of her 4 children, she should want to be on a better page. She should want what's best for all of us. Instead of just being so nitpicky and focus on all these small little things that happened so long ago.
He thought she'd stay, because that's what she always did, until she didn't. Behind the scenes, friends say he's struggling. Sources close to the family reveal that Martell has reached out multiple times, not just for co-parenting but for a second chance. He's spoken about
I just know he's the one that's going to help me get over any foolishness or to start to satisfy my wife 100%, right. To do what I'm supposed to do.
It's devastating to me to think about my family being split. Why would I stoop so low and be so foolish to really risk my family multiple times?
Missing the energy of a full house, the laughter of his kids under one roof, the stability that came from Melody's presence. He's even hinted at it publicly. Posting, cryptic messages, and old family photos. Some say it's manipulation. Others say it's regret. Maybe it's both. But one thing is clear. This man wants back what he lost, and he's not hiding it anymore. Meanwhile, Melody, she's booked. She's busy, she's glowing, she's turning pain into profit, and heartbreak into hustle. Brand deals, music, public speaking, appearances, she's become a force on her own. And she's doing it all with grace. No bitterness, no public slander, just peace. That kind of peace that can only come from knowing you made the right decision, even when it hurt. People say you don't know what you've got until it's gone. Martell knows now. The internet knows, and the fans. They're riding with Melody, remember, when he tried to paint her as emotional, difficult, dramatic. Now those very traits are being celebrated as authenticity, as courage. Because in a world that often demands women stay small, Melody chose to rise. And that rise, it's inspiring millions. There are rumors now, whispers that Martell is trying to move back in, offering to start fresh, claiming he's changed. But Melody's silence is loud. She's not entertaining the noise. Her focus is forward, on her children, her brand, her peace. Still, Martell's attempts continue. From Instagram lives to subtle interviews, he's positioning himself as the man who's learned his lesson. Maybe he has. Maybe he truly is a changed man. But that doesn't guarantee reconciliation. Because growth doesn't always lead back to the past. Sometimes, it simply prepares you for a better future. What's undeniable is the shift in power. Once, Melody was in Martell's shadow. Now he's trying to stand in her light, and she's not dimming it for anyone. So what comes next? That's the million-dollar question. Will Martell find redemption? Can there be healing after such deep betrayal? Or will this be yet another chapter in a cautionary tale about ego, fame, and taking love for granted? Only time will tell. But one thing is for sure. The real prize was never the fame, never the image, never the applause. The real prize was the woman who loved, sacrificed, and finally said, enough. And now that she's gone, Martell isn't just mourning a marriage. He's mourning the version of himself that only existed when she was beside him. This story isn't over. Not by a long shot. But for now, Melody is moving, and the world is watching. If this story moved you, if you believe in healing, in accountability, in comeback stories, hit that like button. Share this video, and subscribe for more powerful real-life journeys that remind us all what it means to lose, to rise, and to never settle for less than we deserve, because at the end of the day, love is not just a feeling, it's a choice. And when you stop choosing the one who chose you every single day, eventually, they stop choosing you too. Martell Holt is learning that now, the hard way. Now as the cameras flash and the headlines multiply, Martell's every move is under a microscope. Fans are quick to point out his inconsistencies. One day he's posting about peace and growth, the next he's seen in environments that remind everyone of the old Martell. Public appearances with influencers, vague tweets about being misunderstood, teary confessions in interviews that leave the audience wondering, is it real remorse, or just another performance? Meanwhile, Melody has transformed into a symbol of modern resilience. She's not the woman who left, she's the woman who chose herself. That narrative, that power, has fueled more than just social media support. It sparked conversations about emotional labor, gender roles, and what it means for a woman to walk away not just from a man, but from a version of herself that no longer serves her. She's been featured in empowerment panels, podcasts, women-led business forums. Her DMs are flooded not just with support, but with stories. Women telling her, "You gave me the courage to leave. You reminded me I deserve more. Thank you for being the example we needed." And through it all, Martell watches. He's seen the shift. He's heard the applause that's no longer his. And perhaps, for the first time, he's truly understood the cost of everything he gambled away. It wasn't just a wife, it was trust, it was stability. It was love that forgave him 100 times more than it should have. And that kind of love, when it leaves, it doesn't come back. Still, he tries. Quietly reaching out to family members, showing up to events he once skipped, trying to be present at school drop-offs, birthday parties, even therapy sessions. There's a visible effort, but effort doesn't always equal entitlement. Just because someone's trying now doesn't mean they're owed another chance. For Melody, the healing came with boundaries. She no longer answers every call. She no longer explains her silence. Her social media is a blend of motivation, beauty, and success, no pity, no pain parades. She refuses to perform her healing for the audience, because it's hers, and hers alone. The kids, of course, are the priority. She makes that clear. Co-parenting matters, but cohabiting, rebuilding romance, that chapter seems closed. And Martell is left reading the old pages, hoping the ink hasn't dried. Behind closed doors, some insiders suggest he's even considered therapy, not just for himself, but as a public gesture, a way to show he's serious about changing. Others say it's all PR. The truth likely sits somewhere in between. Regardless, the message remains: you can't reverse time. You can't undo betrayal, and you certainly can't unbreak a woman who had to rebuild herself from the ground up. Melody's not bitter, she's better, she's free, and Martell, he's free too. Free to feel the absence, free to reflect on his mistakes, free to figure out who he is without the woman who once carried the emotional weight of them both. The public will continue to speculate. Will they get back together? Will Martell finally get it right? Will Melody ever open that door again? But maybe we're asking the wrong questions. Maybe the real question is, will Martell ever become the man he pretended to be, now that he's lost the woman who saw through it all? And if he does, will it even matter? Because sometimes the lesson isn't in the return. Sometimes it's in the loss. And Martell Holt, he's living that lesson every single day. Subscribe for more, because the story of Martell and Melody isn't just theirs, it's a reflection of so many lives. And if it's taught us anything, it's this: never gamble with the kind of love that can rebuild you. Because once it's gone, so is the best version of who you could have been, and no amount of begging can bring that back.